What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome to another FIFA 20 themed video. Today we're going to be looking at the future stars or the potential / possible future stars of FIFA 20. Just before I went to Gamescom, I did a ratings prediction for Arsenal and Barcelona. That video went down really well, so throughout the course of this week and next, we're going to have more ratings predictions for more clubs. I know Liverpool are a big fan favourite, Real Madrid, Man United and Man City. There's a lot of you guys that want to see basically a lot of your club's predictions. Not that it makes any difference, you know, because it's just my prediction. And with today, with the future stars predictions, it's just for a little bit of fun. It's not serious. It's not too in depth. There's a few things to clarify before we get into actually discussing and talking about the potential future stars that we've got coming along here. Number one is that EA have a very weird kind of barrier for entry for what a future star is. On the one hand, they have a maximum of being age 23, which is very easy to understand. But on the other hand, they had put in some players last year, for example, Lafont, who I would argue was established rather than a future star. You know, he's already played 4 full seasons. 3 full seasons in Toulouse in the French league and 1 full season for Fiorentina before now being loaned out again to Nantes this year for Lafont, and he'll probably play another full season. He already has, at the young age of 20, he already has 144 appearances under his belt. Now, for me, that's not necessarily a future star. That is an established player. Okay, it's a young established player, but it's an established player. And so when we try to pick the players here today, we try to pick players that are kind of just breaking into the team that they're playing for, or potentially players that are 1 season deep. Because for me personally, as I say, 3 seasons or 4 seasons of full football in the first team doesn't constitute as a future star, more so as a current player, you know. Not that you can't be a current player and and have a big future as well. What you'll also notice about today's video is that I didn't include any players that had future stars cards last year. I would like to hope that if EA do another future stars promo this year, it won't contain the same players. It will contain new players. And also, as I say, this is just about a little bit of fun, you know? So if your favorite player or the player that you think would be a future star in FIFA 20 isn't in this video, because I've only got 20 players here today, let me know in the comment section below who you think might also be a future star in FIFA 20. And if this video does well for likes, and if this video does well for views, in a few more days, we'll bring another future stars set up to you guys, so we can sit there and have a look at some of the ones that we might have missed out on. So it all depends on your engagement with the video. And with that being said, let's get into it. Now, the first thing you might notice when looking at Meret and Zinchenko is that I haven't followed the linear upgrade pattern that EA followed in FIFA 19. And that is quite simply because I really hope that in FIFA 20, they don't give that structured upgrade, which kind of caused issues with players like Jadon Sancho. When he got that huge team of the season card, what was it, 96 team of the season, but it only had like 82 composure. I don't like that. You know, when 99 team of the year Messi with 99 dribbling has 93 agility or 92 agility, I don't agree with that. I hope they change their outlook on that this year, and I hope that they give just fun boosts to cards, you know, to make more cards usable. Because even last year, where there were far more usable cards than in any previous year, it still was fair to say that people were gravitating towards a pool of the same players once again. I would love a game of FIFA, you know, where you could literally rock up with a squad and somebody would be like, God damn, I've never seen these players before. So what I have stayed within the bounds of, though, is EA's 86 rated for a minimum future stars card and 92 rated for a maximum future stars card. I might have one exception in here. So with Meret in mind, guys, he spent 2 seasons on loan at SPAL or SPAL. He's now at Napoli. He played half the year last year. And, you know, I decided on these cards as well with viewers from the stream And goalkeeper was really difficult to get a hold of. There were a few goalkeepers. There was, I think, a Ukrainian or a Russian goalkeeper that helped win the Under-20s World Cup, but he's played almost no first-team football, and so for me, that's a hard one to consider a future star. And there was a lot of other players that we kind of like said yes or no to, and then we narrowed it down to these final 20. But Meret could have a pretty good card, you know. Also, it's fair to say that what you see as their base gold cards isn't necessarily going to be their base gold cards. This is almost like a ratings prediction in itself. For example, Zinchenko, he had, what was it, a 74? I think it was a 74. Zinchenko, yeah, 71 rated last season. However, this year and towards the back end of last year due to injuries and you know, Delph being Delph and such, Zinchenko has actually established himself as a really important part of Man City's team. They're an amazing team, and the fact that he's keeping other players out of the squad means he's probably likely to get a big upgrade. So Zinchenko, we boosted anyway from a 71 to an 80 base card. That might be right, that might be wrong. Again, it's just for a bit of fun. And he has a huge potential, this man, you know. And if he did get a big boost, you know, even up to a 90, this card, because it's already so well-rounded as a silver, it would be so well-rounded as we've shown as a gold, and therefore it would be a potential monster card. Now, maybe the stats are a little exaggerated and a little bit fun, but I think Zinchenko could have a really good Future Stars card, and it would be a welcome addition to fullbacks in the Premier League, specifically on that left side where we're kind of light. So that is the first two players that we have for today. And then next up, guys, we have got Zagadou and Saliba. So Zagadou now has some relatively big shoes to fill. You know, Diallo has left Dortmund and moved on to PSG, which hilariously is where Zagadou came from. He came from the PSG B team. My man here is 20 years old now. He's playing at a strong Dortmund team. I believe he's already like getting capped this season as well. He scored 2 goals in 14 league appearances from the centre-back position last year, and could be one of those that has a genuinely great card in FIFA. He's 6'5", and so last year his card. Let me get his last year's card up. So last year he had a 69 rated card with 64 pace. So a nice upgrade now after spending half a league campaign playing for Dortmund and showing himself to be a promising talent. A nice upgrade for him to a low-rated gold. Nothing too crazy. With some good pace, you know, when you're going from a 69 up to a 77, you'd expect a little pace boost. Maybe not as high as 72, maybe closer to 70 or 69. And then some good defending and physical. That if he does get a Future Stars card, very similar to Upamecano's card last year, we could have a massive monster on our hands with a lot of pace, and it could rival the likes of high-end Virgil van Dijk cards. You know, obviously, for me personally, VVD this year was one of the best. No, not one of the best. He was the best centre-back in the game, no question about it. And then Saliba as well, guys. So, obviously, Arsenal purchased Saliba, loaned him back to St. Etienne after he had a great breakout season for them last year. He's got the potential, the makings of being an absolute superstar in world football. There's a lot of hype around him. You know, obviously Arsenal wanted to loan him back to get one more season under his belt, and then he's going to come back to Arsenal and be part of the main setup. So if he has another good year this year, he could be an absolute machine. And I've gone for a 90 rated potential Future Stars card on him simply because I'm biased. Not even going to lie about it. Not even going to front about it. He probably would be one of those ones that if he did get a Future Stars card, it would be closer to the 86 or 87 rated. But I wanted to just look at what could this card be? What could this card look like with a high-end card? You know, he's 6'4". Again, a centre-back that has mad potential. If he does come through and show to be as good as people predict him to be, he could be a phenomenal player in FIFA 20. So next up, guys, we've got an absolute fan favourite. And as you can see, we're sticking with the defenders for the time being. We'll start with the goalkeeper and defenders, transition through to the midfielders and attackers. Milenkovic is another one who, for me personally, I've not really heard of this guy. You know, I don't follow Serie A too closely. Like in the UK, we get a lot of La Liga football, a lot of French league football, and of course, a lot of English football. If you go out of your way to find the Serie A football, you can, but it's not really that much on TV here. And so I don't really know much about this card. So for this card specifically, this was more the stream's idea of what Milenkovic could potentially be. And that's because he came in as a 73 rated centre-back last year or in FIFA 19, and he's already played. So he's one of those ones that actually has a lot of games under his belt already, 110 games professionally. And he had a big year for Fiorentina last year, playing the entire league campaign or 34 of the games. And this year he's already played one, scored one from that centre-back role. So another big defender coming in at 6'5" tall. If he did get an upgrade from that silver to the gold, which is highly likely after a full season under his belt, and then a Future Stars card, I mean, look how good that card could be. Really high defending and physical, good pace, nice anchor chem style could make him amazing. And then the first fan favourite, it is Wan-Bissaka. So a big transfer to Manchester United, of course, and during his first 3 games in what has been a very tumultuous start for Man United, he has been one of the shining lights in the team so far. His work rate is incredible up and down that right-hand side. He's extremely fast. And I think anyway, he'll come in as a high-quality first right-back for Premier League teams in FIFA 20. He's going to have good pace, good defending, good dribbling. And of course, he's had, what was his card last year? He obviously had the Team of the Season card, which really helped things out for him. But he had a massive upgrade. He started with a 70 rated silver card. He then got a 76 rated gold upgrade, which boosted him by 6 pace, 11 defending and 15 physical. And so it wouldn't surprise me if he had another big upgrade to 80 or 81 with a big money move to Manchester United and a good start to the season already. By the time the Future Stars promo comes around, which of course was January this year for the Future Stars promo, he again could have an absolute monster upgrade. Some people were concerned, specifically with players like Wan-Bissaka, that he won't get a Future Stars card because he's going to get a one-to-watch card. I don't see the reason why EA couldn't potentially give both. One-to-watch cards again are another one of those ones where it's like, for Team of the Year, I kind of get it, but I feel like one-to-watch cards should upgrade with every card that is released. So even if a Team of the Season card comes out, they should match that Team of the Season card. Have people put their faith in these cards from the offset. So Wan-Bissaka, maybe you'd be like, okay, he's only 81 rated now for this one-to-watch card, but he's got high potential of getting lots of upgrades throughout the year, even to a Team of the Season. I don't mind paying 60, 80, 100k for him, get a lot of use of him out for the campaign. But when it's limited to Man of the Matches and Team of the Weeks and some hero cards and stuff, kind of just makes you think, like, what's the point? But so we've got a couple of big cards there with some of the final defenders. Wan-Bissaka looks like he could be an extremely exciting prospect in FIFA 20. And let's move on to the next 2 players. And of those next 2 players, one of them is Martinez. He's just signed for Ajax. He's been implemented to replace De Ligt. He came from the Argentinian league and didn't have a card in FIFA 19. So we can only guess and assume what potential card he might have in FIFA 20, which is why we've gone for a low-tier gold card. Now, this was another one where I don't know much about him, but apparently he was insane in the Argentinian league. He's already started well for Ajax as well. Please correct me if I'm wrong. This is me going off the feedback of the people that were in the stream whilst we were deciding on these specific cards. And he's another one where he could have a truly exciting prospect. And what I've tried to do, one of the reasons as well why you guys might see that, you guys might see, let me find him here. You guys might see that I don't have some of your specific favorites in here is because I really try to give a good assessment of future stars from different clubs, different leagues and different nations. I didn't want to just stick, because the amount of English Premier League players that got put to me was insane. And I could have probably just done an English future stars if I'd wanted to. But I wanted to make sure, like what EA did with Future Stars last year, I wanted to make sure we got some from the more obscure leagues that had true potential. There's a few here that I missed out on. For example, Haji we didn't put in here, who's got like a lot of potential. And Martinez is one that we put in. So as I say, he came from Defensa y Justica, who interestingly are in FIFA, but Martinez isn't. I don't know why. I don't know how, but that's the case. So he went from Newell's Old Boys. He had a full season, 2 full seasons in the Primera Division before his big move to Ajax. And he is indeed starting for Ajax already. 2 caps in the Eredivisie, 2 continental caps and 1 other cap. So he's already played 5 times for Ajax, truly showing that this, how old is he, 21-year-old centre-back has got a very bright future. And then Mason Mount, guys. Obviously, Frank Lampard came in took him from Derby to Chelsea. He's one that Frank Lampard, you know, obviously he's his manager. He's not going to say bad things about him. But let me get Mason Mount here. Mason Mount. Yeah, obviously he's not going to say bad things about Mason Mount. But he is waxing lyrical about him. He is giving so much praise to this young man. And he's, in a degree, putting so much pressure on this young man. But unlike some stars, for example, Theo Walcott, that kind of crumbled under that national pressure of being like, oh God, you're young and quite good. You're probably going to be the best player in the world. Mason Mount is taking it in his stride. And he's arguably been Chelsea's best player along with Tammy Abraham so far. So the two championship players making that step up to Chelsea are doing wonders. He's already scored 2 league goals in 3 league appearances from that midfield role, and he's just generally running the show for Chelsea. And so I think for him, not only is he going to get a nice big upgrade, again, he's one that had a silver card last year, 74 rated silver with an inform. I think he's going to get a nice big upgrade to a not a low gold, but a high 70s to low 80s gold, and has the true potential to be a monster in world football. You could just see it, the way he plays, again, in a Chelsea squad that is not playing well, that's not all coming together at the moment. Mount is one of those shining stars that is just running that team for them. So I believe he could have a great future stars card. And I don't know what his skill moves and weak foot are. He had 3-star, 4-star last year. So maybe something similar, maybe 4-star, 4-star, maybe 3-star, 4-star this year. He could be not only a truly fantastic player in world football, he could actually be a beast in FIFA 20 as well, you know, with some really high-end pace shooting, passing and dribbling stats. He could be a fantastic player to play with. And next up, guys, we go to another Chelsea Englishman. And there were so many available, as I said, English players from the Premier League. I tried not to put clubs in more of the same too many times, but EA themselves last year had, I think, 2 Roma players and 2 Dortmund players. So it's not unusual. 2 AC Milan players, Cotrone and Calabria, and then Hakimi and Sancho from Dortmund. So the EA have done the same thing, but Hudson-Odoi is another one who last season just really kind of just came through and showed a lot of class. And this season as well, he has done. He's got 4-star, 3-star in FIFA last year with a 68 rated left wing card. I feel like he's going to get a big upgrade. Let me get him up on Wikipedia as well, so we can just have a look at what he's done so far. And he's another one that has just a lot of hype around him. You know, he's being pushed as being a potential superstar. He's actually yet to play, apparently, so far this year. He played 24 games last year for Chelsea, most of them in Europe. 9 games in Europe, 10 games in the Premier League, and scored 4 goals in that European campaign as well. So he obviously had a lot of faith in him for the European games. It'd be interesting to see what Frank Lampard does with him. Initially, I didn't have Hudson-Odoi in there. My stream, they were just going at me for not having him in. So we've got him in there. And then Zaniolo is another one that I'm told has truly huge potential. He had a great year last year. He got team of the season last year, of course. He started as a 64 rated bronze and got upgraded to a 74 rated silver, which was actually a UCL card. But the UCL card got released months down the line. So I don't know what EA necessarily did with that or how they planned that. And then he got an 87 rated team of the season. So he started off as a 64. He ended as an 87. The kid's big at 6'1", and he has potential to be an absolute world beater. So there's his card, you know, for Zaniolo there. 78 base card, I think. He'll start somewhere around there, the low gold kind of thing. He's got potential to be a good card in the game and lots of fun and almost Kai Havertz-esque, you know. Nice and tall. Not quite as tall, obviously, a few inches shorter. But really well-rounded stats. And if he does get big boost, like his card last year for a cam to have 70 defending and 88 physical, that's massive. So if he gets an initial upgrade this year and then a future stars card down the line as well, he really could have like a card that could be one of those good box-to-box midfielders that could just completely run the show for you in your Italian side or in your Serie A squad, or if you've got a hybrid team going on, could be there as well. Next up, guys, we've got two cards that I'll be perfectly honest with you, I don't know much about. As much as Aleña last year played 17 league games for Barcelona and 27 games in total for them, I just don't know. I've seen him play sporadically. I don't know if of those appearances they were heavy in subs or what. He scored 2 league goals last season. He's already got 1 league game under his belt this season. And he is one of those cards. How old is he? He's 21. He's one of those players that people are telling me he's got insane potential. You know, a lot of La Liga fans and Barcelona fans, specifically in my stream, were just telling me that this is the guy for them this year that could be that super breakout star that just runs the show for them. So we gave him a little upgrade from his silver card. Or was it a silver card? It was a silver card. Aleña. So yeah, a little upgrade from his 70 rated silver card last year because he played so much for Barcelona. You know, getting over 30 appearances is crazy to still be considered a silver base card. So we feel like he's going to get a nice little upgrade to his 77 and then a big upgrade for his future stars card because he's got so much potential. And then Paqueta, I don't know anything about this card. I can honestly say I've never seen him play a minute of football in my entire life. He played 13 league games for AC Milan last year, scoring 1 goal. He played 17 games in total. He's already playing again this season too. And this is one of those ones where I'm simply told that this 21-year-old from Flamengo, where he had a good couple of years, in fact, scoring 10 goals in 32 league appearances for Flamengo in 2018. This guy has supposedly, again, I've personally not seen him play a minute of football in my life, but this guy has insane potential. So an upgrade on his, actually, I don't think he was in, no, he wasn't in FIFA 19. The reason why we've given him a 79 rated card to start in FIFA 20 is because on FIFA, which is another website very similar to FootBin and those kind of sites that has all the current data of players in career mode and what their base cards are. So Paqueta in career mode right now starts with all the updates that have gone throughout the whole year as a 79, indicating that he may well start as a 79 rated this year in FIFA, which means the future stars card could be up in the high 80s, maybe even up towards a 90. And he again could be an absolute monster in the game. I don't know how tall he is. Let's have a look. How tall is he? So he's 5'11", and I'm just gonna guess the fact that he's Brazilian, coming from the Brazilian league. I assume he'll have at least 4-star skill moves as a central attacking midfielder, and hopefully a 3 or 4-star weak foot. You know, he could be really one of those meta players that just gets involved in everybody's teams. Maybe a cheap beast that comes along and is good for the starters. But that's the next set, guys. Moving on, we have got Adams. So Adams from Red Bull Leipzig just transferred from New York Red Bulls. And also Valverde, who again last year played so many games for Real Madrid that you can't say he doesn't warrant or deserve an upgrade or a future stars card. So he came in, no, that's not him. He came in as a 72 rated last year. Let me try and find Valverde, Real Madrid. Let me try and find his stats from last year. He came in obviously as 72 rated or a 73 rated silver card last year. So far, he played 16 games in the league in the last campaign and 25 games in total. He hasn't played yet this season. Maybe that's because Real Madrid are really trying to focus on winning games, which yet again, they're struggling to do. They are really going through a bad phase right now. He's already been capped 14 times by Uruguay, and he's still only 21 years old. Another big midfielder, 6 foot tall. Some nice, well-rounded stats on his previous card. So an upgraded card and a Future Stars card could be really good. And then Adams, I believe it's Tyler Adams. Yeah, Tyler Adams. So he started off, as I say, at New York Red Bulls. He come in and got a big transfer to the Bundesliga. And let's have a look at Tyler Adams' last couple of seasons. So he played for the New York Red Bulls. He's already played lots of games, over 100 games for the New York Red Bulls and second team. And last year in the Bundesliga for Red Bull Leipzig, he played 10 games. I don't know if he's played any games so far this year, but he's one that I'm told has true potential, again, to be an absolute world beater. So a couple more midfielders there. Now we're going to go into start getting involved in the attackers and the attacking options. And we've got two of the lower rated guys, two of the lower rateds that we've seen so far. The first one is Kubo. The second one is Diaby. So Diaby from PSG. This, tell you something as well. This was one for me that was a shocker. When people were like, oh, Moussa Diaby, I was like, oh, I've not really seen him play, so on and so forth. He played 33 times for PSG last year, and I just don't know when. Obviously, I don't follow, I'm an Arsenal fan. I follow Arsenal heavily, follow Premier League football heavily. And, you know, if PSG are on, I'll watch them. If not, I'll check the result. I'll have a look. How did they do? Like, they won 4-0 last night or the night before. Fairs. I don't look at who came on, who went off, how long did they play for. So it was a surprise to me to see this kid up there, 20 years old, and apparently he's got like a whole bunch of potential. He's already played for the France under-19s, under-18s, and under-20s, a lot of games. He's out on loan to Crotone last season. No, 2 seasons ago. He only played 2 games for them. Came back to PSG, 24 games under his belt. Has bunches of potential. And then Kubo, another interesting one. He is a Real Madrid player now. Loaned out to Mallorca. Mallorca? I think it's Mallorca. And again, is another one of those kids that just has momentous potential. So we feel like he's going to get an upgrade. A small upgrade from his base card last year, and it was Takefusa Kubo. He started off as a bronze, 63 rated. He then got inform on the right-hand side of midfield with high dribbling and high pace for a 73 rated silver inform, 85 pace, 84 dribbling. And so probably a nice big upgrade, especially with a big transfer to Real Madrid and then getting loaned out. He's one that has good potential. I've not really seen him play football very much. I couldn't speak to that myself. Then, guys, we've got the big gun, João Felix. This kid is proving to be phenomenal. He has already scored so many goals and created so many chances for Atletico Madrid. I believe in their 1-0 win last night or the night before, he got the assist in the win. He's already scoring goals for Atletico Madrid. What's he got? So last year for Benfica, 15 goals in 26 games. I don't know what his stats are for this year. Let's go to Transfer Market and see if they've got it. So he already has, let's go stats, current season for João Felix. So he's got 2 games in La Liga with just the 1 assist. But it was in that, what was it? It was that Champions Cup thing or whatever it was, where he was banging goals. He was just absolutely banging goals. So he's got a very, very bright future ahead of him. He was obviously incredible last season for Benfica as well. And when you watch him play, you could just see that he's going to be a superstar. And so we think he's going to get a very nice big upgrade. He started off as a 69 base card last year. Never got upgraded throughout the course of the year in spite of the fact of having a 91 rated team of the season from Benfica. I assume, based on how I've seen him play, the hype around him, the big money move that he had, well, the move to Atletico Madrid that was made for him, I have a feeling he's going to come in the low 80s, in that region. Maybe 80, 81, maybe 82, 83. And his potential is unbelievable. So I do think he's going to be a huge possible future stars card. And then Moise Kean again. You know, Moise Kean for Juventus last year scored some very, very important goals for them. Made a transfer obviously to Everton. I think he hasn't scored yet for Everton. Yeah, he hasn't scored yet for Everton. So 6 goals for Juventus in 13 appearances in the league last year, 7 in 17 in total. He's already capped for Italy 3 games, 2 goals, and he's just got absolute bags of potential. So again, he's one that came in FIFA with a silver card last year, obviously for being at Juventus and as a relative unknown. Had a little bit of a breakout year, 72 rated. I think he's going to get a nice big upgrade. He's starting for Italy, he's starting for Everton. Might even be higher rated than 77, maybe 78 or 79, with again a huge potential for him. Now he's 6 foot tall as well. He's big, he's powerful, he's got a great potential card, and that leaves us, guys, for the final 2. The first one is going to be Isak. Obviously, he was in the was it I think it might have actually been the Swedish league. Alexander Isak. So he was playing for Dortmund. He played 5 games, but he was out on loan. I was in Borussia Dortmund's second team, 5 goals in 11 games. And then Willem II out on loan last season, where he scored 13 goals in 16 games in the Eredivisie. That's unreal. He's now obviously made his money move to Real Sociedad, where we could see some big potential from this guy. We've kept him as a little bit of a lower rated card as well in the 87s. And then Greenwood is another one of those English players. You know, you guys noticed we haven't had Tammy Abraham in here. We haven't had Daniel James in here. Not that he's English. We haven't had Wilson, who scored for Bournemouth yesterday, in here. We haven't had Willock or Eddie Nketiah in here, because there are so many possible future stars that for time and for the fun factor, we couldn't fit everyone in. So let me know in the comment section down below, guys, who you would want to see as a future star in FIFA 20. And if we get enough good stuff out there, I'll build another one. But we've got Greenwood for Manchester United, who could potentially be a superstar. A lot of Man United fans are telling me that he's got bags and bags of potential. We'll have to see. Isak rounds this one up. I think João Felix is an absolute shoo-in for a future stars card this year, should EA do it. That is going to be the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.